we're back with a little bit different of a video, but I thought I had to get this out tonight considering it is the first official day of March Madness. But I picked Gonzaga to beat Memphis in the national championship. I know I am a little late, but I did make this bracket before it started. ESPN, it won't let you make the bracket like this anymore, so I did this last night, and so far my bracket has not been completely busted at all. Obviously, Virginia and Arizona losing are big shocks to everybody, but luckily I picked Missouri to win all of these games, so them playing Princeton is going to help us out a lot. And thankfully, Maryland barely got by West Virginia, so that was a good pick. But then on the other hand, I missed on my Illinois pick over Arkansas. And right now, Duke is up 11-0 on Oral Roberts, so that pick is looking good. Kansas obviously won, as what should be expected, and Alabama easily won. So there hasn't been anything that has busted my bracket yet. Virginia and Charleston losing doesn't help because both of these teams are now L's for me. So hopefully Alabama does what I predicted them to do and they win on, and so does Missouri. So that looks pretty good still. And I can't expect this to be perfect. It's pretty much impossible. So I just have to be glad that none of my teams that I predicted to make it deep into this March Madness haven't lost yet. So they also haven't played, so we're still not looking bad. But my Elite Eight is Alabama and Missouri, Indiana and Texas, and then Memphis and Marquette, and UConn and Gonzaga. So I think that Kansas is going to lose to UConn. I don't really know, but they could. And then Duke, I'm a little nervous about that one. Part of me thinks maybe it's going to be Duke and Gonzaga, and I might have missed on it, but that was my gut feeling at the time, that Memphis is going to be a surprise team this year and make it all the way to the national championship. They're even going to beat Alabama. Like I said, Alabama's looking pretty good. Missouri's looking pretty good. They're going to have to deal with Baylor, I'm assuming, but I think they could probably beat Baylor. Who knows? We'll have to see when we get there. Also, we have Iowa and Auburn up here playing right now. And I have Iowa beating Auburn and then losing to Houston. If this side of the bracket can do as well as this side did, I will be pretty happy. Obviously, Baylor and Creighton aren't necessarily locks by any means, but I'm pretty confident on Baylor. Creighton, not as much. In the last 13 years of March Madness, Creighton has at least won one game in 11 of those years. So I think they can at least win, hopefully. Other picks I'm not too sure about is Texas A&M and Penn State. I picked Texas A&M, but it seems like a very close matchup. And then who really knows what's going to happen with this Pittsburgh and Iowa State game. I think Pittsburgh was the move, but you never know either. And then I'm very confident about the rest of those picks. But on this side of the bracket, we have UCLA here, who I'm definitely confident they're going to make it to at least Gonzaga. I wouldn't be shocked if they beat Gonzaga, but gut feeling told me Gonzaga is going to win. Another team I'd like to just mention real quick is Texas. I picked them because I like them as a college, and I just would like to see them go a little far. But If they don't, I wouldn't be surprised. Like if Xavier beats Texas, I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be surprised if they didn't make it to Xavier, but after that, if they make it to the Final Four like how I predicted, then that would be really cool. So when going through picking these teams, I really didn't know much about the players at all or anything like that. I really don't know what the teams play like, but before the tournament started, these weren't locked in. So you could click on them and you could see the info about the game, and it would show you each team's VPI ranking, which shows their strength of schedule, and it shows basically what their record was versus top 25 teams and teams versus their conference. Like if they had a very hard strength of schedule and they did well, they're obviously going to have a higher BPI ranking. So I'm looking at a lot of that, and I'm looking at how many points did they score and how many points did they give up on average, because obviously that matters in the sport of basketball. So I kind of did that for a lot of these. I would read a little bit. There would be a little bit of info. Like I learned that Iowa has a star player, and that's why I picked them over Auburn, just because of that. I think these star players, especially in the first round, are pretty big when you're talking about two pretty even teams. That one star player can take the team over the edge. Duke is still killing Oral Roberts, and up here, Auburn is beating Iowa. So Northwestern and Boise State just started as well, and I picked the upset Boise State, I would say, you would think, and they're losing 5-0, which doesn't matter, just started. But I really like where this bracket is at right now. The fact that all Final Four teams are still alive is what I'm pretty happy about. And I'm very excited to see who wins this national championship. Hopefully it is Gonzaga. I will probably make a follow-up video at the end of March Madness just to discuss what happened. So, because obviously right now, none of us know what's going to really happen. Hopefully it will go really good for Gonzaga. If it doesn't, it is what it is. And I will make a follow-up video regardless if I win or if I lose. And there's really no winning or losing. I mean, my perfect bracket's over, just as pretty much everybody else's is after definitely Arizona losing. I mean, Virginia was one upset in itself, but Arizona was even a bigger deal. So pretty much what I'm saying is that nobody's bracket's going to be perfect, and mine's not either. So I wasn't expecting that. It's fun to have one. I've had brackets in the past where I'm pretty sure the whole day one I had a perfect record, but most years it's impossible to even make it past day one because there's always crazy upsets. It's called March Madness for a reason. And I'm very excited to watch the rest of these games because I didn't get a chance to watch these games earlier, but tonight I'm going to definitely tune in to all those games and the rest of them. So I will have a lot more to talk about by the end of this March Madness. In the comments below, I'd like to know what team you want to win a championship versus what team you think will win the championship. I know it's hard to not pick the team that is your favorite, but deep down inside, most people have a pretty good estimation for how far their team's going to make it. So please let me know your honest opinions on this March Madness. That's going to do it for this video. I just wanted to make a quick little video and get it out there before it's too late. It's already a little late, but not too late. So have fun watching March Madness, and the madness is definitely going to continue.